On behalf of Jeep and Daimler Chrysler, thank you for purchasing a Jeep Wrangler. Wrangler's a unique vehicle with exceptional capabilities, and this video will show you how to use some of its features. This program's not intended to be a substitute for your owner's manual and the various warning labels. We'll cover some of the items that may be included with the particular vehicle you've purchased or the option level you've selected. But for complete information, read your owner's manual and all sun visor warning labels. For easy reference, the video is divided into sections that are identified by colored symbols appearing on both the back cover of the video case and in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Now, just sit back and enjoy the presentation. We'll begin with the top. When it comes to the top, Wrangler's offered in 4 different versions: a soft top with half doors, a soft top with full doors and roll-up windows, a hard top with full doors and roll-up windows, and the popular dual top, which has full doors and both soft and hard tops. In this section, we'll go through the removal and installation process in the order that a dual top owner might use. We're going to remove the hard top, raise the soft top, lower and remove the soft top, then reinstall the hard top, all using techniques perfected by Jeep engineers. If your vehicle has only one top, you can scan through the areas that don't apply. Before we begin, we have an important message for dual top owners. Your vehicle arrived from the factory with the soft top lowered and the hard top in place. This is done for your convenience to simplify shipping and minimize the number of loose parts. One of the first things you need to do with the dual top model is remove one of the tops using the procedures from your owner's manual that we're going to demonstrate. Avoid driving your Wrangler with both tops installed. The soft top fabric may wear in areas where it touches the hard top. The soft top warranty may be voided if both tops are left installed. If you have a dual top and you're getting ready to remove the hard top for the first time, begin by identifying all the parts that you'll need to assemble the soft top. Your dual top Wrangler comes with 2 boxes. One contains the right and left door frames, 4 attachment knobs, and a pair of snap-on rear window roll-up straps. The other box contains 1 rear and 2 side quarter windows for use with the soft top. Due to the size and weight of the hard top, it weighs about 140 pounds. This is not a one-person operation. Get someone to help you. Begin by unclipping the sun visors and moving them to the sides. Then, unlatch the hard top from the windshield header. The top is held to the body by 6 nuts and Torx head bolts, 3 on each side of the vehicle. In addition, 2003 and later models have plastic locator clip pins attached to the hard top that ensures the hard top is properly located to the vehicle. Use the short end of the L-wrench or a T40 Torx tool to remove the bolts. When you remove the front bolts that are located directly behind the door opening, use your other hand to hold the nut on the underside. If you're not careful, the nut can fall into the seatbelt retractor or other hard-to-reach areas. When all the bolts are out, open the tailgate all the way and lift the rear window glass. Disconnect the wiring harness from the hard top by pressing the tab at the bottom of the connector. Then disconnect the rear washer hose and install the tethered cap. Finally, open both doors, and with the help of another person, carefully lift the top from the rear of the vehicle until the hard top locators are out of the holes in the body. Pull the hard top slightly rearward until the locator pins are resting on the body. Move carefully so that you don't break the rear window glass, and make sure you have an area ready to set it down in. Check directly behind the door openings on each side to make sure that the black rubber gasket is in place. The gasket is important for water sealing. When it's not on the vehicle, the hard top should be stored in its normal horizontal position, as seen here. Never store the hard top upside down or vertically. Now let's see how you raise the soft top. Several of the following steps will only be necessary for dual top owners who are raising the soft top for the first time. They won't be necessary at any other time. But before we start, let's point out a few areas of the top and tell you their names so that you know what we're talking about when we refer to them. The metal framework of the top is made up of bows. The ones that start on the sport bar and extend over the doors are called the side bows. The two bow runs horizontally across the center of the top. During normal use, the two bows wrapped inside a Velcro fabric flap. The three bow starts at the sport bar and extends to the highest rear corner of the top. The front edge of the top, where it meets the windshield, is called the header. So moving from front to rear, you have the header, the side bows, the two bow, and the three bow. There are some other terms you'll learn as we go along. You begin the process of installing the soft top by installing the door frames. Insert the door frame rear pin into the hole in the black rubber gasket just behind the door opening. Starting at the front end, clip the frame to the side bar and then slide the door frame forward so the front pin moves into the hole. Then screw the door frame attachment knobs into place. If this is your first time on a dual-top vehicle, you'll need to unsnap and remove the black boot cover. Once it's off, discard the cover. It's intended only for shipping purposes. Unroll the soft top until you can see the plastic header with latches. Remove the black tailgate bar that's tucked inside and set it aside for the moment. Don't pick up the header and allow the fabric to fall under. Instead, lift the fabric up and away from the header. Pull all the fabric toward the rear of the vehicle and wrap around the header. Pull the fabric around the ends of the header so that the fabric has a tight, smooth appearance. Working from the rear, with the tailgate open, carefully raise the top's header. When the two bow rises, lift it upward and over the sport bar. And do the same with the three bow. Move to the side and guide the metal bows over the sport bar if necessary. Pull the side bow forward and down until the top's header reaches the windshield. It should never require much effort to make the top reach the windshield. If the top ever stops prematurely and won't move forward, don't force it. You could damage the top. Instead, look underneath at the check straps that run along the sides of the top. They can occasionally get tangled around the bows. Untangle the check strap and the top should easily fold forward. Unclip the sun visors and swing them out of the way. Then flip the top latch hooks down from the handles and engage them into the windshield slot. But don't close the latches yet. If you close the latches too soon, the top will become so taut that it'll make many of the remaining steps difficult or even impossible. That's why locking the latches will be the very last step. Next, grasp the drip rail retainers and untuck them from the door frame. But if this is the first time you've raised the soft top on a dual-top vehicle, the soft top fabric should cover the header completely from one side to the other. Now this may require that you pull some of the fabric down and around the corners. Repeat this step for the other side too. At the rear, gently pull the sail panels over the three bow so that they hang over the sport bar. If this is your first time on a dual top model, don't tuck the retainers into place yet. Instead, fold the rear seat forward and sit in the cargo area facing rearward. For 2003 and later models, you'll see two strips of fabric with 4 snaps. These will snap into place on the third bow. Once the snaps are secured, snap the roll strap into place on the three bow at the two most outboard snap positions. Now you'll need to perform a similar step on the two bow. Secure the fabric flap around the bow using the Velcro. This will reduce flapping by the top when you drive. Now you can tuck the smaller sail panel retainers into place. They slide in from the rear, moving forward. Notice that the larger clear plastic reinforcement doesn't go under the body side retainer, but stays between the body and the fabric. This step may be difficult the first time you do it until the top stretches. You may wish to press down gently on the top of the three bow in order to create a little slack that will make it easier to slide the retainer into place. Now it's time for the quarter windows. Stick the top rear corner into place using the Velcro. This will hold the window in place while you start the zipper at the forward edge of the window. Once you get the zipper started, move it only about an inch. Then stop, remove the Velcro, and tuck the door frame retainer into the door frame. Once the door frame retainer's in place, zip the windows all the way closed. Tuck the window's bottom retainers into place, starting at the rear of the vehicle and working forward. Now, fold the Velcro covering into place. If this is your first time on a dual-top vehicle, locate the black retainer bar that you set aside earlier. Remove and discard the protective end caps. Lay the rear window on a clean, dry surface with the inside surface facing up and the bottom toward you. Slide the retainer bar over the receiver at the bottom inside with the bulky seal facing away from you. Set the rear window inside the top. Partially untuck the driver's side sail panel retainer. Now zip the rear window into place. Grasp the window at the zipper and tug it downward to help you get it started. Raise both zippers a few inches. Then leave the first zipper at the left side while you zip the window closed. Leave several inches unzipped at both ends. Tuck the ends of the retainer bar into the clips at each side of the tailgate opening. Then tuck the window's plastic retainers into place under the body side retainer on both sides of the window. Finish zipping the window closed and retuck the sail panel retainer on the driver's side. Over the doors, tuck the drip rail retainers into the rail slot. It's easier if you start with the front retainer. Now you can close the header latches and clip the sun visors back into their normal positions. If you have a soft top model with half doors and the half door windows were removed, replace them by locating the front rod first, then the remaining rods, and pushing the window straight down into position. To help prevent leaks, make sure that the seals at the front and rear edges of the half door are outside the metal portion of the door. Now that we've raised the soft top, let's lower it. You'll see that there are a few important things to keep in mind. If you have a soft top model with half doors, you may want to begin by removing the half door windows. Simply open the door and lift the window out. Store the side curtains outside of the vehicle, never inside. At the door openings, grasp the drip rail retainers and untuck them from the door frame slot. Unclip the sun visors and move them out of the way. And release the header latches. Leave the hooks in the windshield slots for the time being. Open the tailgate and partially unzip the rear window on each side. Now, pull out the rear window retainers on each side of the tailgate and pull the rear window's retainer bar straight back from the body side clips. You now have a choice to make with the rear window. You can either completely remove it or you can roll it up and store it inside the top. If you want to roll the window up, first make sure it's clean, and then insert the rolled window ends into the provided straps. Now, unzip the window completely, starting at the passenger side, and carefully store it separately. Always unzip the windows completely. Never yank on them or you'll damage the zippers. We'll talk more about storing your windows in a few moments. While we're talking about the rear window, never drive your Wrangler with the rear window open and all the other doors and windows closed. Dangerous exhaust gases can enter the vehicle. Continue removing the top by moving to the side windows. Release the Velcro flap and start to unzip them from the rear. Untuck the bottom retainer. Finish unzipping the window and remove it. Make sure the zippers are completely disengaged before attempting to remove the window, or zipper damage could occur. Untuck the sail panels from the body side at the rear corners of the vehicle. Release the hooks holding the top to the windshield. Pushing up on the release lever will make this easier. With the tailgate open, fold the sail panels inboard so that they rest on the roof of the vehicle. Then, grasp the side bow behind the header and lift the top back. Make sure the sides of the top fold inward as the top's folded. And also that the check straps are clear of the vehicle. Tuck the top between the 2-bow and 3-bow as it folds. Then, tuck the top between the 2-bow and the header. As you bring the header down, check the drip rail retainers. If you're not careful, they can rub on the top and cause wear. The drip rail retainers should fold at the point in between them so that they form a V shape, and their ends are not pressing against the fabric. Finally, tuck the check straps in so that they don't hang outside the vehicle and flap in the wind. Now you're done lowering the top, but you may want to remove the door frames as well. Simply unscrew and remove the attachment knobs. Then place one hand on the top and one at the rearward corner and pull the rear end towards you. Store the door rails outside the vehicle, never inside. Store the windows in your home or garage. To help protect the windows from scratches, you might want to invest in a specially designed window storage bag from Mopar Accessories, with a soft lining in each of its 5 compartments. Store the bag outside the vehicle, never inside. We'll tell you a bit more about Mopar Accessories at the end of this presentation. If you're going to install the hardtop, you must not only lower the soft top, you need to remove it from the vehicle. Use the long end of the Mopar L-wrench or a T40 Torx tool to remove the 2 screws that hold the bows to the pivot bracket mounted on the sport bar. Store the screws in a safe place. Remove the bow assembly from the bracket by carefully tapping the bow with a rubber mallet. Tap the rear bow downward to free it. Tap the forward bow towards the rear of the vehicle to free it. You can now remove the soft top. Store it in a clean, dry location. Unzip the zipper on the sport bar cover to expose the pivot bracket. Use the long end of the L-wrench or the T40 Torx tool to remove the screws holding the brackets in place. Remove the bracket. Then recover and re-zip the sport bar cover. Store the brackets and screws in a safe place. To install the hardtop, you simply reverse the procedure for removing it. However, before you put the hardtop back on, take a few moments to inspect the seals for cleanliness and damage, such as the foam seal where the hardtop header meets the windshield. When you install the hardtop, lower it straight down into position on the vehicle. Never set the top down and then push it forward, or you can damage the seals. Make sure that the retainers in the hardtop are lined up with the holes in the body before the bolts are tightened. Check the foam seal at the sides where the top meets the windshield. Also, make sure that the liftgate seal is in place. If it's come loose, push it back into position. For certain off-road situations, you might want to remove the sidebars and lower the windshield. Because you lose protection when these structural elements are removed, Jeep engineers caution that you drive no faster than 10 miles per hour, preferably in 4-wheel drive low range. You should also wear eye protection, and remember, use your seat belts. To remove the sidebars, remove the 2 Torx head screws that hold each sidebar to the windshield frame. Unzip the padding to expose the screws where the sidebar meets the sport bar, and you'll see several screws. Do not move the Torx screw that goes into the sidebar. This screw sets the angle of the windshield, and if you move it, you create the potential for leaks. The 2 Torx screws that you do want to remove are the ones that hold the mounting bracket to the sport bar. They're found on either side of the sidebar. After you remove the screws, remove the sidebar from the vehicle and replace the bolts for safekeeping. Secure the sidebars to the floor of the vehicle using 2 of the 3 cinch straps found in your door pocket. Attach them to the footman loops in the floor behind the rear seat. Pull the wiper blade away from the windshield to the locked position. Use a small flat-edge tool, such as a screwdriver, to release the retaining clip on each windshield wiper. Lift the wipers off and store them in the center console, or secure them inside the vehicle. If your vehicle is equipped with a temperature compass inside rear view mirror, the electrical harness must be disconnected before you lower the windshield. To access the electrical connection, remove the instrument panel top cover by pulling up gently. You should also remove the mirror from the windshield to prevent damage. Remove the round-headed Torx screw on each side of the base of the windshield. Lower the windshield gently until it reaches the rubber bumpers on the hood. Then, use the remaining cinch strap to secure the windshield in place. Pass the strap through the footman loops on the hood and in the center of the windshield frame. Putting the windshield back up again is basically the reverse of this procedure. Be sure to check the foam seal near the hinge. If it was lost or damaged, it must be replaced in order to avoid water leakage. Jeep engineers have designed Wrangler's optional side steps to be removed quickly and easily. We recommend that you remove the side steps before doing any severe off-road driving, since they can be damaged or broken when hit by large rocks, trees, or other obstacles. Now, to remove the side steps, remove the 2 bolts that attach each leg of the step to your Wrangler. Then lift the side step up and out of the front and rear hook slots in the frame of the vehicle. To reinstall the side steps, simply install the hooks of the attachment arm into the slots in the vehicle's frame. Then, insert and tighten the bolts. The front passenger seat includes a feature designed to make it easier for rear seat occupants to enter and exit the vehicle. Simply lift up on the lever on the outboard edge of the seat back, and the seat back folds down and the seat moves forward. To restore it, push the seat back up, then pull up on the lever at the front of the seat, and you can move the seat back to the desired position. Now, you can combine these steps by keeping the seat folded forward by placing one hand on the seat back and using the other hand to move the seat to the desired position. Wrangler's rear seat can be folded or even removed to maximize cargo area. Start by sliding the seat belts through the cushions into the cargo area. To remove the rear seat, simply pull up on the release lever on the seat back and the seat will fold down. Now, the seat's designed to tumble forward when folded, so the seat will naturally tumble. Then reach down and squeeze the lower release bar to the crossbar and pull the seat towards the back of the vehicle. The seat will release from the bracket on the floor pan. Now you can remove the seat from the vehicle. Use caution if the soft top is lowered when you fold the seat up or down. If it catches on the top, the exposed metal seat structure can rip the top's fabric. If you're going to leave the seat in the vehicle, secure it in the up position by sliding the provided strap around the sport bar and then hooking the strap end onto the seat mechanism. When reinstalling the rear seat, you need to follow these simple steps. First, you need to position the seat in the vehicle so that the latch hooks on the bottom of the seat are located directly behind the brackets on the floor. Slide the seat directly forward over the seat bracket until the latch hook grabs the bracket. Then tilt the seat forward to fully lock it, and then push the seat to the down position, and return the seat back to the up position. The functions concentrated in your Wrangler's 2 control stalks have been carefully designed to put important features within easy reach. They're at fingertip length on either side of the steering wheel column, and all can be conveniently operated. The multifunction lever or stalk on the left controls the turn signals, headlights, fog lights if equipped, and panel brightness. An up or down touch activates the turn signal indicators. If you leave the turn signal on and drive for more than a mile, you'll hear a chime sound to alert you. To activate your headlights, rotate the knob at the end of the left stalk forward. The headlight switch has 3 positions: off, park, and headlights. To operate your headlight high beams, just pull the stalk towards you. Even when your headlights are not on, you can flash the high beams to signal other drivers by pulling the stalk toward the wheel and then releasing it. You'll find the instrument panel dimmer control on the inner ring of the stalk. If you drive with lights on during daylight hours, you can use this parade mode feature to bring panel lights up to their full brightness. If the headlights are left on and the driver's door is open, there will be an audible chime and the high beam indicator will flash. If your Wrangler's equipped with fog lights, they can be activated by turning on your parking lights or low-beam headlights and pulling outward on the end of the stalk. You'll also see this light in the instrument cluster which tells you your fog lights are operating. The horn is located in the center of the steering wheel. There's no fumbling for buttons, just push anywhere on the perimeter or pad face. You'll find a windshield wiper and washer command switch on the control lever to the right of the steering wheel column. Turn on the wipers by raising the lever. There are 4 positions: off, intermittent, low, and high. To use the windshield washer feature, pull the stalk towards you. Pulling down and releasing the right control lever starts the convenient mist wipe for a single wiping action. To keep your wipers in top operating order and avoid possible damage to the wiper assembly, remember to remove any snow and ice buildup that might prevent the blades from returning to the off position. Your hazard flasher switch is located on top of the steering column. To turn the flashers on, depress and release the flasher switch. To turn them off, depress and release the flasher switch again. There's a new feature on your Wrangler. The odometer will light up on the cluster when the driver's door is open, with or without the key in the ignition. It's become very popular these days to make your own compact discs, either with special stereo equipment or with a computer and